Is the new 5060 Ti the sweet spot for mainstream gaming in 2026? NVIDIA just dropped their Blackwell architecture for the masses, and today we are looking at a card that might just be a dream come true for small form factor builders. This is the Zotac Gaming GeForce RTX 5060 Ti, 16GB. Let's see if DLSS 4 and 16GB of blazing fast GDDR7 memory can justify the upgrade. So right out of the box, Zotac is doing what they do best. Compact, no-nonsense designs. This model is explicitly marketed as SFF or small form factor ready, coming in at just 220.5mm long and taking up exactly 2 slots. It's going to fit in pretty much any mini ITX case you throw at it. Best part for anyone upgrading an older rig, you don't need a massive power supply or the new ATX 3.0 standard cable. It runs on a super efficient 180W TDP and uses a standard single 8-pin PCIe power connector. Zotac does recommend a modest 600W power supply, making this a drop-in upgrade for a lot of people. So let's install it into the system. The name and the logo lights up here. Let's talk about the specs. Under the hood, this card is powered by NVIDIA's latest Blackwell architecture. You get 4608 CUDA cores, a boost clock hitting 2572 MHz, and yes, 16GB of brand new GDDR7 memory. Now it is on a 128-bit bus, but because GDDR7 is so fast, running at around 28 Gbps, memory bandwidth isn't bottlenecking performance at 1080p or 1440p. And of course, the big selling point is DLSS 4. The new AI frame generation and upscaling algorithms make incredibly demanding Unreal Engine 5 titles run buttery smooth, even with path tracing turned on. We finally have DisplayPort 2.1b with USB R20 on board, supporting up to 4K at 480Hz or 8K at 165Hz with DSC. Alongside, it has standard HDMI 2.1b port. This means your monitor upgrade path is completely wide open for years to come. So how does Zotac's Ice Storm 2.0 cooler handle the 180 watts? Honestly, incredibly well. During our 1440 gaming loops in Cyberpunk 2077 and also Black Myth Wukong, temperatures hovered comfortably around 65 degrees Celsius. The blade link fans push a lot of air without sounding like a jet engine, and Zotac included their freeze fan stop tech, so the card is completely silent when you're just browsing the web or watching YouTube. And it features a very solid metal backplate, which is great to see on a 60 class Ti card. Now for some benchmarks, TimeSpy we get a score of 16,296, TimeSpy Extreme we get a score of 8,002, Port Royal we get a score of 10,275, Firestrike we get a score of 38,558, Firestrike Extreme we get 19,912, Firestrike Ultra we get 9,826, Steel Nomad we get 3,614, Speedway we get 4,099, Black Myth Wukong, we get an average FPS of 97 FPS at 1080p. Surprisingly, 1440p has 101 FPS. We get 85 FPS at 4K. Shadow of the Tomb Raider 1080p, we get an average FPS of 241. At 1440p, we get 158 FPS. At 4K, we get 83 FPS. Cyberpunk, I ran the Ray Tracing Overdrive preset with 4K, we get 91.09 FPS average. At 1440p, we get 137.8 FPS and 176 FPS in 1080p. When it comes to raw rasterization, the 5060 Ti 16GB leaves the older 4060 Ti in the dust. You're looking at completely maxed out 1080p gaming and very comfortable high refresh rate 1440p gaming. Having that 16GB buffer means you won't be running into the stuttering issues we saw on 8GB cards over the last few years when maxing out textures. If you are a content creator, you also get a massive AI TOPS boost for local rendering and stable diffusion tasks. So who is this card for? If you are building a compact mini ITX PC, or if you are upgrading from a 2060 or 3060 and don't want to buy a new power supply, the Zotac twin-engine RTX 5060 Ti 16GB is a phenomenal space-saving choice. You get cutting-edge Blackwell tech, a massive VRAM buffer, and excellent thermals in a tiny package. So what do you guys think of the 5060 Ti? Let me know down in the comments. And also don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified when new videos are added. Thank you for watching and see you all next time.